Hello, boys and girls. This is the midweek line battle. Unfortunately, I'm a little late, I think, for the first round, as I don't believe there's been any scores on the door, so to speak. And unfortunately, due to the fact of work, means I couldn't get in time for the first round. So, who's this down here? Strategos Titan from Spartan. So he is trying to deal with the likes of Oakley from the Hussars, who's just lost his horse. Oh, and another man's just lost his horse. They're going in for the saber slices. Oh dear, there's Browning and Prince Eugen. So let's see, can Oakley do his thing? He's in with the saber. He's trying to block it, and unfortunately he can't. So you can now see Titan here moving back up as we continue to see 35 versus 21 Austrians. So there's Titan in there. And you can see, obviously, oh, goodness me, these guys are skirmishers. They're not really designed. Oh, Titan, what's going on? Oh, my goodness. Titan going clutch here. This is scary stuff here. But bear in mind, they are kind of against a guy, or they are kind... There we go. Titan taken down by Kubi. So, poor Titan. But a very good attack. And so on and so forth. So, here's Craxus from the 41st. So you can see there the Austrians and the Prussians. So over on the far side here, there is the 17E, and you can see them trying to run down the remaining members over here. These poor fellows. Oh, Colonel Arthur Freant. Oh, look out, run for it, cheese it. Oh, stab and a half. And a horse as well, so Freant's on fire. And let's see, as you can see, on the Austrian side, we have the 34th, 33rd, the 7th Hussars, the 7PG Grenadiers. And I think that's pretty much it, really. Yeah, on the opposing side, which would be the Prussians, we have the 17E, the Spartans, obviously, the 1PS, the 17E Grenadiers, the 4EL, the 5th FKI. Oh, so many fine people. The 5th FKI in there as well, yeah. And there you go. So that's a round win for the Prussians. And we shall come back to you with the next round. And so, we continue in the desert with round 2 of the midweek line battle as we lock in on these mighty forces. So there is the V4E in there as the Prussians in their black uniforms, looking very dapper. We also have over here another line. Oh, there's going to be a crossover going on any second. There's the 5th FKI led by Johann, respected man in there with them. And over here the other line is Sichka from the 7PG KPRFR. Plenty of fine gentlemen in there. There's No Limit 75. There's a bit of conspicuous drumming going on by Shadow here. And over here we have Craxus from the 41st. A few AFKs here and there, but the people are up on the hills already taking pot shots at the enemy. The torpedo heads are the Spartans, as you can see. And there's Hoplite Triton in there as well. So let's move over and see what the Austrians are going to do. Now you have this lovely long line of Austrians making their way over to the right hand side. Colonel Leonidas, of course, of the 33rd, with Colour Sergeant or Soldat Ripsy Piraka. That's got to be a Finnish name. It's got to be a Finnish name. So there's Bombalog from the 33rd in with his skirmishers, Hard Prey, Ozuru, Mathasile and Matthew in there as well. So this is pretty much what we're looking at for a layout of the Austrians. We've got the doorstop heads over here. Mr. Stefan leading the other section of the 33rd. A fine turnout for the 33rd tonight. And another lovely long line here from the 17E, Lieutenant Colonel Arthur Freant and his lovely long line of men, as we're looking at the 7PG getting into a little bit of a battle here with the 33rd. As you can see now, line infantry. Looks like the 33rd's taken a few bullets. And the protagonist's been taken down. Poor old Potato Chan and Draken all taken down. So that line's going to have to move out. The skirmishers may stay there and try and engage them from from distance, I should say, rather than length. Correction. So now more fire coming in. Poor old Recruit Taylor there taking a bullet. And you can see now as the 33rd are returning fire against the 4EL. There's Spalding being taken down. And it looks like now that the Prussians are going to back off. They've lost a few of their numbers as indicated by dropped muskets and other bits and pieces. But it looks like the 7PG are holding the line. They've just lost a couple of men. They've lost two of their cadets, Goot and Damien 15. So they've decided to back off. And, of course, here are the Spartans. Oh, Hermes taken out. The winged messenger was not winged anymore. He has been clipped. And Private Uber Bullet captures a headshot. So, living up to his name, capturing an Uber Bullet. And we shall now watch as the skirmishers have redirected their fire over to one side. And the Hussars have just lost Colonel Oakley. Let's see if we can lock in on the 7th Hussars and find out what they're up to. Oh, that looks like they're taking on Lancers from the 1PS here. So here's Woodzoo UK. And a little bit of sabering going on all over the place here. And you can see lots of lancing going on. Woodzoo UK doing his best to try and deal with the attacks that are coming on. Oh, takes down Lieutenant Colonel Hadley. And the 7th Hussars have a last man standing. Oh, nice attack there. So is Resigna in there as well. Oh, no, this is not going well for Lindblom. Oh, lost his horse. And Lindblom could be in trouble here. There we go. Poor old Lindblom is down. And it looks like there's a last man standing. Correction, Prince Eugen has just been assassinated. So that could be the 7th Hussars out of action. The 1PS is down quite significant numbers, but they still have cavalry and lancers. So let's get back into the line battle as the cavalry battle has come to an end. So you can see here the Austrians covering a reasonably wide area. Skirmishers in the middle. Line infantry moving behind them. The 34th with Captain Perry, Jiganon, Blitzer, Crazy H, Lager, Rob, and Wizik at the end. So those fine fellows leading up the back of the skirmishers, those wonderful Jaegers. And there's Robin Hood. Oh, Gargood taking a nice shot there from Respected Man. Lovely long distance shot. As we've now got loads of fire being put into the 33rd. Now they are moving in for the attack, as it looks like they've lost a few of their number as they are moving in closer. And you can see Bryanson from the 4EL dodging to try and avoid the fire. As you can see, he's doing his best, but there we go. He got taken out by so many members of the enemy there. So it wasn't really much he could do. Here's Captain No Limit 75 looking for an opportunity to stab some enemies. Oh, nice block by Mr. No Limit. And he goes in for a quick slice there. Opportunistic slice onto Ensign Van Holstein. And he's going in. It looks like... Oh, lovely blocking here by No Limit. And a slice across the face for Soljat Henk. So it looks like the Austrians now reduced in number. 2 versus 2. But here come more. Here come more of those dirty ostriches. They can't be trusted. Oh, look at this. No Limit with another slice. Oh, then his slice gets blocked. So No Limit is trying to hold off as many of these Austrians as he can. He's doing a fantastic job, along with his teammate, Estustedt. Oh, dear. So she's doing a great job as well. Oh, no, she's down. It's all down to No Limit 75. No Limit 75 is defending himself against 3 Austrians. Oh, he takes a quick stab. Doing a great job of defending himself here. And it looks like he's decided to back off and try and run. But he is behind the enemy lines. This is a really knotty situation for No Limit here. So let's see what's going on. He's doing a great job of defending. This is fantastic play. Absolutely. Goes in for a slice. Gets blocked again. Managed to hit. Oh, beautiful slice. Oh, No Limit. Oh, fantastic, sir. Absolutely glorious. Oh, fantastic. So, No Limit is now behind the enemy lines. Oh, poor No Limit. What a way to go out. Oh, dear. Poor No Limit. But he didn't really stand much of a chance being behind that Austrian line. It's not like he was going to attack the whole lot. Anyway. Now, Austrian Jaegers, the 33rd. They're moving back as they are being pressured by the Prussian Lancers. Now, they will use this line to cover themselves because they can put up the firepower. They can deal with the cavalry in ways that these guys, these Jaegers, cannot. These guys are designed to attack from distance. So, oh, look at that. Musket balls flying past the camera. Perfect timing. As we see fire coming in into the Prussians. Now, as you can see here, here are the Spartans, Theseus and Hector, moving out. Or Theseus, I should say. My apologies. One of the things I used to love reading as a kid was all the Greek fables. So I recognise a lot of those names. So, well-respected man, or invitational. And Thyax in there as well, or Thyax, Minimus, Alexander, Hardenberg, respected man, Kurav, Van Hooge, Itu, and Shadow, the drummer of choice. And there's Kamin at the rear. So some conspicuous drumming is occurring. As Penguin in there from the 1PS. It's 31 versus 51. So currently the Austrians have the advantage. We shall have to wait and see. Yet more Prussians moving up from the 4EL. There's Tillernet, Dobruski, Cheyenne, and Arlaco. These guys all holding down in this little... Oh, there's Knock as well. Holding down in this little depressed area, so to speak, to hide their numbers and their approach. However, they are going to run into a world of pain, bullets and bayonets, courtesy of these fellows. And there's the 34th, so it looks like you've seen them. It looks like they're lining up. Oh, a couple of them have taken bullets. Those guys are now turning to return fire, and unfortunately, I don't think they actually got anybody. No, those guys managed to make it away without a single bullet catching anybody. Well, they might have taken a few bullets, but nobody was actually killed. So now it looks like another line over here. Cadet Gandalf being taken down. They shall pass after all. Here is the 17E. Cadet Seymour 20. Cadet Matt. Over on the far side, of course, Lieutenant Colonel Friant. There's Heisenberg. Jinx Babette. McPerro. Darian. Oh, there's a Mr. J. Noonan as well. Creator of Hot Tubs. La Vulpe. And Ferdinand Foch. Ah. There's a name from your World War II history. So. Actually, no, World War I history. My apologies. So, here is more of the 33rd. These guys all rearming, reloading, and firing in the general direction of the Prussians. You now have the 7PG moving up, attempting to get it that little bit closer. So there's Woodzu UK in there as well, and it looks like the 41st or the 5th KI there. Looks like they're going to do a bit of ambushing maybe. Dobruski firing back, and let's see. So here's Colonel Friant. Oh, nice shot into one of the enemy there. That was... Oh, no! Johann taking down Friant with a lovely stab. The two captains, or the two commanding officers, lie dead next to each other. And the Austrians and the Prussians are back into their bayonet dozy-do. So you can see them now doing their thing. Sabre up to try and block. Get in there. Kill those Austrians. Oh, Woodzu... Oh... There we go. Oh, and Titan coming in there, doing a fantastic job. Unfortunately being taken down by the very uncertain Mr. Heisenberg. And there is another member. There we go. So, respected man takes down Heisenberg. And let's see what's going on as there's more Austrians over on the far side. They mop up what remains of the 4E. And let's see. 2 versus 34. Now 1. And Jula PL is the last person. And that round is over with a win for the Austrians. And we shall move on to the next round. And so we return. After a nice convincing win there by the Austrians, we are now back on to the next round. And look at this. We are so blessed on this battlefield. We have not 1, but 2 two-dimensional birds in close vicinity. So this obviously is Mr. Bird, Mr. 2D Bird here. And over here is Mrs. 2D Bird. And as you can see, they're kind of going in opposite directions, so I think they've had an argument. It's difficult to say. Anyway, the battlefield is a place of strife and stress, and that applies to birds as well as it does to human beings. So the 17E making their way onto this area, firing back at the enemy. Look at the distance that they're trying to hit from. That's going to require some pretty good adjustments for the drop of that bullet. So they are now deciding to push quite substantially down the left flank, and because obviously I'm recording, means that my nose is starting to twitch and I'm going to have to sneeze. God damn it. I must be allergic to the microphone, which is a great thing for me. So it's either that or I'm just a horrible snotty sod, which is also a possibility I can't discount. However, non-snotty and marching into battle, the 4EL, Colonel Udino, and there's Nock and Dabrowski. They are making their way in towards the battle. Look at these 2 lines over here. Fantastic stuff. Whoops-a-daisy. Hi, Carla. Killing poor old Dennis J. Key. There's no limit. With his fantastic sabre, proving himself to be a force to be reckoned with, as one of the other lines doubles back, and it is, of course, the 41st. So, over on the far left-hand side, you have defending Prussian honour, the 5th FKI, along with the Spartans. Oh, taking a few bullets. There's Hector, Athena, Achilles, and Theseus at the rear. So these guys all making their ways out. Erebos, Hermes, Odysseus. We've already seen Hector, Archimedes, Hades, and of course their leader, Titan. Release the Titan. And those guys are now firing back at the enemy along with the 7PG. And it looks like, oh dear, it looks like these fine fellows from the FKI have lost their commanding officer, as he's had his arm blown off, as you can see. Not looking good for them. So, as you can see, these guys pretty much are defending the left flank. Now, if we can go over and see what's going on the right flank, actually what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at Ilsa. And there, of course, is Monsieur Paddington, captain of the 7th Hussars. And you have down the back here, of course, the 7th Hussars, ready to go at a moment's notice. So you can see here is a defending line of Austrians. Ripsy Piraka moving out. Colour Sergeant. And looks like he's going to be forming up a line to deal with the enemy. The Austrian line forming up. There we go. Oh, a few people take bullet. Poor old Downray catching a very nicely shot bullet. Headshot there. And fire coming in from Staffy, taking down Nock from the 4EL. So more fire. Oh dear, poor old Munsey there being taken out with a bullet. And as they are firing, so more members of the 33rd, under the command of Ensign Van Holstein, or Van Halstein, depending on your point of view. You can see, there we go, the protagonist and Henk taking out these guys, and these guys are going to have to defend themselves. So there's No Limit 75, Saber Master himself. Hector McBain taken down. Let's see if we can find out what's going on. as No Limit's right in the middle of the melee in between loads of Austrians, and he's moving back up as all of the... Oh my goodness, loads of stabby goodness going on in the background. No Limit defending himself against 3 men again. So, and there's the... Oh, perfect timing. Prince Eugen comes in and slices down No Limit. So perfect timing there by the 7th Hussars. They've come in and started mopping up members of the 4E and the 9E. And you can see them doing their thing. There's Prince Eugen. And there's, obviously, Ilsa. Or Ilissa, I should say. So, the members of the 33rd Ensign there waiting for the moment to attack. Unfortunately, it looks like Paddington has lost his horse. He picks up a nearby gun. And Lindblom is also in there as well. So, it looks like those two guys may have to join the available lines as they have lost their rides. So, the skirmishers with Major Bob Malog, still numerous in number, at the rear over here. Oh, we do have some of the 7th Hussars. And there's Kirby with his horn, which the less said about that, the better, really. There's Depdall in there, and Ripsy also moving forward. As you can see now, the fire, it looks like these guys are over on the far left-hand side. You can see battles going on all over this map. So as we fly over the top of the Austrians, flying towards the Prussians, you can see the bullets going past the camera. And it looks like multiple members of the Austrians now moving out. You've also got a fire going on the far right-hand side of the map, which you can see directly ahead of us. So let's see. Moving past the Austrians, or sorry, the Prussians I should say, up towards the likes of these fellows. More Prussians. And there's the cavalry. So, looks like these guys retreating back to the loving arms of their colleagues. And defensive. And you can see, yes, also the Spartans moving back as well. Now, you can see them consolidating their forces on a single hill. That means the Austrians are going to have to charge in. Now, the only drawback that they're going to have is that they could be susceptible to these fellows, the Prussian Lancers. These fine, upstanding gentlemen, led by Woodzu UK, keeping their numbers hidden behind the hill, and their location, really. So, oh, Fifey Boy has returned from being AFK. And now, these guys are in a reasonably strong position, because the enemy will have to attack them while coming uphill. That may slow them down as they attack. They've got cavalry covering their back, and this is quite a good spread of line. So you can see 4 kind of sections covering quite a spread area. However, looking at numbers, it's looking not that different. 56 versus 68, so there's still all to play for. And you can see the Austrians here firing back. Oh, look at that. The 33rd. One of them taking out Minimus and poor old E2. There is, of course, Cadet Gandalf. There's Angus D in there with the line. Black. Full pay. Babette. Lewis Friant. I wonder if that's related to this guy. Ah, yes, I guess it's brother of Arthur. There's McKerrow in there. And Batman. And, of course, Captain Hot Tub. Mr. Noonan. So you can see now the fire coming in from the Austrians. Now, these guys, as you can see, hiding behind that hill, gives them a little bit of extra cover against the incoming fire from the Prussians. Over on the far side, there's Crazy H. For the 34th, there's Rascal, Wizik, Rob, Uberbullet, And of course Captain Perry. And then on the far side is the skirmishers, the long-range engagers, the guys that can do the damage when it's needed. Now you can see a line from the 33rd moving in. Oh, Captain Perry, sorry, a line from 34th. Captain Perry taken down by Private T. Thompson from the 41st. Officer Aim. So you can see here, Schneider, Private Jones, T. Thompson, killed very quickly. Let's see, there's Chief in there trying to defend himself. He's got to watch his back. There's Recruit Fred taking a few stabs. And even more stabs. So here we go. Let's see who this is. This is Schneider, I do believe. Yes, it is. Schneider doing his best to defend against multiple Austrians. And unfortunately was unsuccessful. Now, oh my goodness, what's going on here? There's stabby goodness. Whoops-a-daisy. So as you can see, the Austrians are involved. The 7th Hussars are also involved. And those pesky Lancers are also in there. Troganowski. There's Ilissa. Oh, there we go. Nice slice across the face of a Troganowski there from Ilissa. So they're looking for an opportunity to try and do some damage. As we're watching Soljat. Sneaky fellow. Looking good. And here, of course, is Arthur Friet and his line. Getting set up. Waiting for an opportunity to attack. Now, Takashi and Dep Dol getting a few nice kills there. And let's see what's going on over here. Aside from a dead Lancer, we have most of the 33rd lining up and preparing to fire. So you can see them all lined up. Probably reloading and then engaging and moving. So let's see. Now let's see if we can find out what the Prussians are up to. Oh! What the Prussians are up to are being attacked by the 7th Hussars with a lance. Oh dear, who's that in trouble? Oh, Prince Eugen there, taken down. But also you've got this fine fellow in here as well. Who is this person? It is TFC Kirby, surrounded by Prussians. And now the Austrians moving in to attack. So Kirby doing a great job. Oh, but Kirby then gets taken down by a lovely stab from Ville. And Oakley is one of the few Hussars remaining. And the Austrians have won that next round again. Wow. And we're on to... Sorry, let's start again. The Austrians have won that round, and we're on to the next one after a map change. I love it when the English doesn't work. Hard to believe it's my first language. And so we return to a map, after a map change, obviously, that is significantly different from the previous one. So, there's a lot of snow. And, as you can see, some people just can't handle the snow. But it's going to make troops easier to spot. None of this hiding behind trees, as there are significantly less trees. And that will be a bunch of Austrians going in the wrong direction. Or suddenly changing their mind. Aha! Their enemy is approaching. Ah, potential for a line battle over here on the left-hand side of the Austrian army. Now, what's going on? This could be a line. Could it be a very aggressive push? I think it is. A very aggressive push by the Prussians. Look at these fine fellows, the 4E. Now, coming into the engage them is the 34th. Charging into battle. Looking for an opportunity to kill the enemy. Oudinot taking down Uber Bullet. And it looks like they're setting up for a line. There we go. A fire has been given. The 34th killing Adjutant Revanowski and Makarovsky from the 4E. Oh, RSM Rob taking down, or been taken down by Nock. And now the 34th deciding to move back a bit as the skirmishers come in to provide additional support. Fire coming in from the skirmishers. So much fire coming in. The accurateness, oh, for God's sake. The accuracy. Oh dear. He seems to have fallen over. Of those rifles cannot be understated, especially in comparison to the standard things. So, a challenge has been given to drummer Kermit, saying you can't kill Kermit the Frog. Not unless you're Miss Piggy. So, the skirmishers on the hill, engaging the enemy lines at distance. Additional lines now moving up. Arthur Freant from the 17E. There's the 34th section. Unfortunately pared down to a number of 4. Fire coming in from the 17E. Arthur Freant making sure they're all in the proper line as they should be. Making sure they're all also pointing in the right direction. Nice fire coming in from the 17E. Taking down Colonel Oudinot and Vrest from the 7PG. So a few nice shots there from the Austrians into the retreating Prussians. Now, the Prussians, however, are fighting back. Oh, look at this, battle fluting. Recruit Fred, with a face that only a mother can love, good God. Seems to be having a little bit of indecisiveness relating to his fife. So Sigs and Coffee, unfortunately, has died. Just goes to show for you that both of those things are bad. As there's obviously... So there's 5 Fred in there. He's got a rifle as well. Fire back at the enemy. So there's Craxus. And we can see Bryanson. Spalding also in from the 4EL. And Theseus. So, no limit. Firing back at the enemy. Now what you have over here, the 33rd. We've been sitting over the other side of the hill. Now the Austrians are moving in. You have a line moving out to one side under colour sergeants. The skirmishers continuing to fire under the command of Bob Malog. Look at that, the 33rd with more fire into the 7PG. So these guys doing a fantastic job here. Sneaky Fellow and friends. Also moving up closer. Colonel Arthur Freant from the 17E. Are they going to go for a line attack? Are they going to pop over the top of that hill? We'll have to wait and see. There we go. He's moved into a line. He's going to shoot at the retreating line of Prussians. Fire also coming in from the 33rd. So you can see the 33rd taking down multiple members. Kermit, unfortunately, has snuffed it. So he got... there's Recruit Fred, who seems to be having a bit of a seizure. But I think he's doing that to avoid the bullets being fired in his general direction. So... the door stops. Silent musket and friends. And I do believe that's an ensign. It is, of course, Van Holstein. He is looking after his section, leading them onwards. Oh dear. However, McBain is not doing much else, except lying on the floor with a bullet in his face. But, you know, Everybody, you get out of these battles, I suppose, as much effort as you put in. So obviously he needs to work on that. As we're looking at Friant and Sir Matthew Steele from the 1PS. Red Rum, that horrible murderer. Resigner. El Condo, who's that? Drogonowski. Capizon. The Swistu PL. Penguin. Wahim Kij. Oh, goodness me. Sounds very Slavic, that name. So there we go, the Colour Sergeant. Ripsy Piraka, I should say, is taken down, and also members, the Spartans, doing a fantastic job. As you've got, while you can see Robin Hood also dealing with things, and there's Lindblom in from the 7th Hussars. At the same time as the Lancers come charging in for the attack. The enemy Lancers coming in, the 1PS, perfect. Oh, holy crap, he went for miles. Toro went absolutely fine. So here's Colonel Blojowski, or Blojowski. So you can see now, Torpedo Head here, trying to deal with also, there's a member of the, oh, that was very close, Kirby in there, from the 7th Hussars, barging people to the floor. And now being stabbed to the floor. He has been dismounted by his horse and barged to the floor and then stabbed in the face by Grodisk, or Grodiz, or Grodwi, sorry, maybe. I don't know. As you can see there, another member of the 33rd and the 1PS taken down. Oh, is that a Paddington I spot? No, that's a Lindblom. So Lindblom's in there. There, of course, is commander of the 7th Hussars, Monsieur Paddington, the Marmalade Fiend himself. And we are waiting to see what they're going to do. As pretty much most of those Prussians have been wiped out now. 19 Prussians versus 33 Austrians. So, let's see if we can hunt down the remaining Prussians, sorry. So there's 19 Prussians. There's 10 there. And there's 8 there. So there's actually 11 over there. So there you go. Knock in from the 4EL. And let's see what they decide to do. Now the lines are moving up. The 5th FKI taking a few casualties. And FNR Shadow leading with the drum into battle. Oh, his teammates getting shot side by side next to him as he charges in after the Jaegers. The Jaegers turning to run because these guys are not set to do any kind of skirmishing. They just cannot handle it. Oh, a miss there by Shadow as he's now getting even closer to the Jaegers. One of them decides to go in with a bit of rifle butt action. You can't beat a good bit of butt action as he now decides to run in the opposite direction along with Lucy Z, or Lucy's, who's decided to cheese it. And here's Paddington. Oh, nice stab by Paddington there into Van Hoy. I think that's how I pronounce it. Oh no! Corporal Robin Hood has been murdered by another player from the 33rd. So, we are now watching Captain Paddington carrying the colours. Skirmishers with Bob Malog moving out. And over here, an additional line of Austrians. You can see Recruit Taylor and everyone else. And there we go, the last stab into Bryanson. And we could be talking about the last round. And so, the final round between the Austrians and the Prussians. Strategos Titan. Achilles. and friends. The Lancers. The fearsome Prussian Lancers from the 1PS. So watch them maneuver out to the battlefield. Supported by a line infantry under the command of Titan. And let's see if we can find out. Conspicuous flutage occurring. I pretty much heard it. Ah, there's a drummer. A bit of battle drumming occurring from Shadow. Ah, fluter of choice. Recruit Fred from the 41st. And one of the torpedo heads here. Elendil. Or Elendil, I should say. Onatowski. Grudwy. LaSalle. Blojowski. Blojowski. See who's at the back here. Pitaloo. And Major Destra. So, you've also got Baka Baston in there as well. From the 41st. So he's obviously... He does look very Trotsky-like, doesn't he? And there, of course, is Dirty Harry from the 9E. So, let's see if we can find out what's going on. Because there is a large amount of Prussians moving out. And firing at the enemy. On the far hill. Let's see these go. Oh dear. So you can see this fine line of Prussians firing back at the enemy. Getting ready to move out. Well, almost all of them. There we go. So they've now moved off. Seems the Austrians, the Prussians I should say, sorry, are moving quite far off to the left-hand side. Now, what degree the Prussians and Austrians will be able to deal with that? Let's see. There's the Spartans. Fire going over the top of their head from the 5th FKI. As we look at more troops running in the same direction. 4E. Oh, look at this. The 1PS. What's going on? Where are they? Here is the 1PS, and they've done a fantastic job here. Look at this. In with the sabres, going after so many of the 33rd and the 34th. This is a butchering. This is just terrible. Really unlucky for the 33rd and the 34th. Not looking good at all. Here come Wizikas also. Under a much pressure. There we go. There's Joachim Kijai taken down. Wudzu UK also taken down. But look at this numbers here. The amount of Austrians that are remaining. Not many at all. As you've got more stabby goodness coming in. The Spartans now getting involved. And holy crap, that was really nasty for the 33rd and the 34th. They really suffered as a result of that. However, they're about to suffer more. So you can see more fire coming in from the Austrians. But then standing their ground. They stand to fight as Titan goes in for stabby goodness. Oh, Titan with lovely stabbiness going on. More stabbing. Oh, look at this. Titan doing a fantastic job. Showing that you lead by example. And dying. I knew that was going to happen as soon as I said the damn thing. God damn it. So you can see there the 17A Captain Will being taken down. And you've got more stabbiness going on. With Corporal Draken trying to defend himself. Nice stab. Oh, double stab. Colonel Draken now going up against one of the commanding officers. It is Lieutenant Craxus from the 41st. But no, he's being attacked by too many. And I think, oh, there's a bit of a team kill in there maybe. Yep, Froud killing Hardenberg. But finally he was taken down. And you can see Arthur Friant unfortunately taken down. And not many members of the Austrians remaining over in this area. So, here we go, Fifey boy. And we are looking at Recruit Hornet. With Ensign Van Holstein at the front of the line. 21-13. Now, can the Prussians pull back around? Be interested to see what they come up with. Here are the Prussians. Here are the Austrians. The Austrians seem a little bit more regimented. There's Captain Paddington. And COH Oakley. I have to say, I'm not liking the combination of the very tight trousers in red and in the green. Makes them look like an ice cream, but never mind. These are details that over which we have no control. As the 5th FKI, the Prussians have met up with them. And we'll have to see what happens. As now the Prussians... Oh, fire going into Henk from Shadow. Him showing that drumming is the only thing he's good at. So there's Hermes trying to deal with the enemy. And unfortunately being unsuccessful. So, more fire coming in. Silent musket trying to deal with an attacking Prussian. Oh, look at this. Oh, so unlucky there. Taken down by Keva. Astorg in there. And the last Prussian. Captain Paddington is finished off. And that has been the game, boys and girls. We hope you've enjoyed yourselves. And we will see you again next week. Take care.